guys, I'm back in the kitchen again. I want to do something a little different today. My dad was a fireman in his early days, and I remember the story goes, the first week he was there at the fire department, one of the guys said, "Goody," that's what they called him, "Goody, it's your turn to cook dinner." And my dad couldn't even make a bowl of cereal. So at the time, he went in there and just kind of rummaged through the cupboards there at the fire station and came up with this dish I'm gonna make today. I call it Fireman's Hamburger Helper. Side note, if you do have a volunteer fire department in your area, please support it. These guys, I know the guys I talk to that I know real well, they're on call 24/7. They don't get paid for what they do. If you see them out there with that boot on the street, that boot's not to collect water for the fires. That boot is for the money to collection. So anytime you see these guys on the road with their boots, please support your local fire department. They do a really good job. I know I used to live out in the country, and I used to support them. I lived in a single wide, but I've moved up in the world. Now I live in a double wide, and hopefully this time next year I'm gonna surprise my youngins with a pool. I'm gonna get them one of those, 3-foot pools. I take my youngest down to the creek bed. Dwayne, he likes to get in there and jump in that, take all his clothes off and go down to the creek bed and lay down on his belly. He looks like Michael Phelps down there trying to swim, but he ain't going very far because the water is only about that deep. But he's safe. He's not going anywhere, and he's not going to drown. But anyway, let's get back to making this Fireman's Hamburger Helper. Hey guys, this is what I'm using today. I got a pound of ground chuck, well actually 2 pounds of ground chuck, 2 cans of corn, a can of English peas. I'm going to use some of this steak and burger seasoning my meat. Got some sour cream, a couple of Vidalia sweet onions. Make sure you get the wide egg noodles, and I have some garlic bread here. I usually make my own garlic bread, but today we'll try something a little different. I decided to cheat a little bit and buy some garlic bread already made up. But well, let's get to baking this Fireman's Hamburger Helper. I might not use quite both cans of these sweet corn. This is the pan I'm gonna put it in. I've already greased it, and I've already got my oven on 350. There's the pot I'm gonna put my meat in, and my water is already boiling. I'm about to put the egg noodles in here. I put about a teaspoon of salt already, and these egg noodles are gonna probably cook about, I'd say maybe about 6 to 8 minutes, maybe. We don't want to get these egg noodles too firm, too soft, because they'll break all apart. So about 6 to 8 minutes, we'll boil them. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Video. All right, guys, I'm gonna pour these egg noodles in this pot of water here. It's gonna boil for about, I'd say maybe we'll do about 7 minutes. We'll stir these up and then let these cook for about 7 minutes. Alright guys, I'm going to put this meat in here. Cook this around this meat real good, and then we'll drain the fat off of it. Put that on about a medium high heat. While it's cooking, we'll chop up these onions. This is about two medium to small size Vidalias. I know they've had a recall of some onions here lately, but these weren't from California. These are from Georgia. We're very fortunate to have Vidalia onions here. They're about the best onions I've ever had. Only kind I buy. But there is a recall. There's a big old long hair. Put that over there. Probably Billy Jimmy Sue's hair. Let's see here. Get this out of the way. Just want to chop these onions up, throw them in there with that meat, let it saute. Put a little of this hamburger steak seasoning in there with it. That steak seasoning has garlic. It has just about everything that you'll need to season your meat. Or whatever kind. There's all types of hamburger seasons on the market. Just use whatever you have. This is not exact science. Here are these onions. Once you saute them up, they're going to become very translucent and they're going to be very soft. Put all these in here. As you can tell, I did not go to culinary school. But I did go to Johnson & Wales one time in Rhode Island. We went there on a meeting one time back in the day for the plant. We went inside Johnson & Wales that morning and the bus driver got out and went in, and for us, we didn't know where he was going, but we got back at the bus after the meeting was over, and he said, when we got the road piece, he said, well, you guys should have got y'all some breakfast, and they were in there cooking breakfast. They like the cooks in there they let people try their food. And one of the guys said, well, thanks for telling us. As we're 5 miles up the road. That's what he was doing when he got off the bus. He went and got him a plate. He didn't tell us about it till we were already back on the road. Up to, actually that time we were in Rhode Island, so I think we were going back to Newport, I think. I remember serves me correctly. But anyway, chop these onions up. Yeah, my dad was a fireman back in the early 70s, early 80s. He actually had to leave the job though because of his hearing. He had a really bad ears, and it's actually a hereditary problem that his dad had, and I've actually developed myself over the years. But he was a fireman, I guess, about 7 to 8 years. This is what everybody always asks him to make every time it was his turn to cook. They liked it so much the first time he made it. This is what he made every single time he went into the kitchen to cook for the firemen. Every fireman will know this, that you have to learn how to cook when you're a fireman, because that's part of the deal. Everybody has their night to cook, and it don't have to be anything very special. A lot of times it's chili or spaghetti, or it's usually like a meat and potatoes type dish that most guys do. That's why the Firehouse Subs is so popular. Those guys are firemen, so now they know all about how it is to be a fireman and cooking. Everybody has to pull their own weight. Alrighty, chop it just a bit better. Probably this onion is a little larger than the other one I just chopped. Put all these in here. Like I said, if you don't have that day, you can get Spanish sweets. Just what you have in your area. Stir this up. They look like a lot of onions. Spread it out a lot of onions. So these flavors really good. These onions too. This is a really easy dish to prepare. I'm making enough for probably 3 or 4 nights. We'll have plenty of leftovers. And my noodles are already ready. So I'll put these in drain these off. those sit there for a little while. So the can's open. I'm going to put a little bit of milk in here as well. We're putting sour cream, 2 cans of cream mushroom. In a lot of ways, this is like a beef stroganoff, but it just has the vegetables and the bread. It makes it a little bit different. I just like the combination of the peas and the corn. So I'm going to drain the water off this corn here and the peas. Any recipes you'd like for me to try or cook, please comment down below. I'd love to be in the kitchen cooking, so anything y'all would like me to make or prepare for you guys, I can make just about anything. I'm draining the meat off. Actually, let me get that pasta out of here first. Sit that there. Alrighty. Put a little seasoning in my meat. I'm not sure exactly how my dad seasoned his meat. That's just the way I season mine. He might have choose salt and pepper. I like the way this steak seasons, hamburger seasoning, and flavor the meat. This is drained. We're going to pour this over here into this dish. Bit. Yeah, I cooked this right. Nothing worse than soft pasta. I prefer my pasta to be a little al dente. Alrighty. Cook this a little longer. We'll get back with you in a few minutes. So I have a little bit of milk in these cans. Put a little milk in here as well. So about a 1/4 cup of milk. And now stir all this up together. The timer is for my bread. It's ready to go into the oven actually. Put that on for about 10 minutes on 450. All right. Here's a super quick, super cheap, super easy to pick. And you can can make it any way you want to make it. You can substitute these ingredients and make a different kind of dish altogether. That's the thing about cooking, you can make the dishes your own. You can actually add mushrooms to this too if you'd like. Instead of adding the mushroom soup, which is some cream of chicken, I've add some fresh mushrooms. Try not to stir it too much, just don't want to break up my noodles. Just trying to fold it in. Okay, just about there. Like I said, normally what I'll do is I would get some light bread, mix up some garlic butter, and put these, basically cut the bread into fours. I'm doing a little bit different today. And then I'll lay the bread on top of this dish and bake it in the oven on 350 until the toast is done or brown. Ready? I'm going to the oven. Once the bread comes out, I'm gonna put this in the oven for about on 350 for about 30-35 minutes, and then I'm gonna put the bread on top. See you in a few minutes. All right, I put a little bit of more seasoning on top of this. I'm gonna put this in a 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes or so. Turn the oven down. Here's the bread. It's ready. I'm gonna cook probably a little bit more bread also to have on the side. But like I said, normally what would go on there is bread that I've cut in fours with garlic butter on top. But I'm doing something a little different this time. See you in a bit. Yes, here's the finished product. We got more bread in the oven. I'll put that on when it gets out. Unplug this. Wow. Well, there we go. Fireman Hamburger helper. Hope you enjoyed. Toodles.